Excellencies, President Ghani, Madam First Lady, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I am honoured to have been invited to address this, the 5th Afghan Women's Symposium, and would like to take this opportunity to thank the First Lady for inviting me to join the many voices here highlighting the significant role women play in creating a strong civil society. I commend all those who've worked tirelessly to make this symposium happen, building on the important work of the previous symposiums. It gives us all the time to reflect, time to consider what has positively changed, time to listen, to air our concerns and share ideas for the future. In particular, I'd like to pay enormous tribute to the First Lady for leading the discussion about women and the role that they can play in the Afghanistan of tomorrow. It is only by working together that we can help everyone move forward after decades of war and insecurity that Afghanistan has suffered. I am pleased that at the UN Security Council in January that the UK made clear that our enduring commitment to Afghanistan is unwavering. This year, the United Kingdom is celebrating 100 years since women were first given the right to vote. Whilst I'm pleased to work in a country where the government is dedicated to gender equality, we all recognise that there is still no country in the world where women are equal to men in political, economic and social terms. The UK campaigned hard to ensure that the SDGs adopted by the UN in 2015 included Goal 5 to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls, which acknowledges that there is still enormous challenges for women across the globe. I've had the privilege of visiting your country on a number of occasions over the years. I know from my personal conversations with the women I have met at all levels of society that many have had a particularly difficult time. I salute the courage of all those women who have stood up to take part in public life here. I know that many have been threatened, some have been killed, but Afghan women have the admiration of the world. We should recognise that there has been great progress for women here in the last few years. I understand that there are now 1,500 Afghan women in the armed forces, 3,144 in the police, over 300 female judges and women MPs, lawyers, doctors, ambassadors, teachers, civil servants, and in many other professions. There can be no doubt that the long-term stability and prosperity in Afghanistan will be enormously aided by women and girls being able to make full contribution to business, political, and civic life. We want to continue to build on that progress. I saw for myself how the UK's support to the Afghan National Army Officers Academy is helping to train officer cadets. Over 100 women have now graduated as officers, a fantastic achievement. These are battles that we have had to fight in the UK and still continue to campaign on. We still have a gender pay gap and not enough women on company boards or in political life. There is an old proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Globally, the cause of women will only be advanced with men working alongside us. And I'm so pleased to see a number of men here today in the audience. And I pay tribute to all those men who have supported women move forward. The concepts of civil society and responsible citizenship are important in every country. Social norms can restrict as well as empower. Yes, women are nurturers and raise the children. This is an important and influential responsibility, but they also have a valuable role to play in society beyond the home. Whilst it is, of course, crucial that there are women role models and women in leadership positions, it is also crucial that women are empowered at grassroots level to play a role in their communities. And it is great to see here today so many female members of community development councils. The Citizens Charter programme, which is supported by the UK, is breaking new ground in its success, recruiting so many women to serve as council members and office bearers. Almost half of all CDC members are women, and in the 4 major cities of Afghanistan, slightly over half of office bearers are female. Today, in the UK, we have our second female Prime Minister. Our first, Mrs. Thatcher, once famously said, "You want something said? Ask a man. You want something done? Ask a woman." Women have enormous contributions to make to help their societies in numerous ways, and each and every one can become a transformational agent for change to benefit all. For those who've had no education, it is harder to have the confidence to take their place in society. Our Foreign Secretary, Boris Johnson, has recently launched the Women and Girls Education Initiative, in which he is campaigning globally for every girl to receive at least 12 years of quality education. It is recognised that investing in women and girls helps everyone. It is not just a moral case, but a pragmatic one too. The statistics are stark. About 131 million girls worldwide remain out of school. A quarter of girls today between the ages of 15 to 24 have never completed primary education, and 2/3 of the world's illiterate people are women. The benefit of girls' education are enormous, and not just for the girls themselves, but for their communities and families too. Societies where women can read, write, and do maths sufficiently as their male counterparts will be healthier, happier, and more prosperous. Girls who stay in school are less likely to marry young, and thus less likely to die in childbirth. And a child born to a mother who can read and write is 50% more likely to survive past the age of 5. I know that there are many more girls today in school in Afghanistan than there were 17 years ago, and I look forward to a time when every girl in Afghanistan gets the chance to go to school for at least 12 years. Since 2011, the UK's Girls' Education Challenge has reached over 300,000 girls, including girls with disabilities, trained over 9,600 teachers, and distributed over 5 million textbooks. A transition phase will assist 100,000 girls to move on to secondary school and train almost 1,000 young women to become teachers in rural communities. UN Special Resolution 1325 recognises the effect of conflict on women. When I was in Kabul in January, I helped launch the UK National Action Plan on UN Special Resolution 1325 at the British Embassy. This is the 4th UK National Action Plan, and Afghanistan continues to be one of its focus countries. The UK government consultations with experts from academia and civil society helped to inform the government's work on the National Action Plan, as did consultations with civil society in focus countries, including in Afghanistan. I would like to take this opportunity to celebrate Afghanistan's National Action Plan for 1325. This is a great achievement. The UK remains keen to support and work in partnership with Afghanistan in the implementation of our strategies on women, peace and security. Evidence that gender equality is essential to building peace and security has grown substantially since UN Security Resolution 1325 was adopted in 2000. In fact, a greater involvement of women in peace building increases the chances of longer-lasting, more sustainable peace. Thus, including women's meaningful participation in peace negotiations and reconciliation processes is essential. Peace and security for all will never be achieved if the needs of half the population are ignored. So in every country of the world, women have an important role to play in their communities. I think that we all recognise the importance for society of everyone working together to play their part. And by this, I mean engaging men to change current attitudes. I sometimes meet people who think that it's all perfect in the West, but I assure you that these are discussions that we continually have too. And in holding this symposium here today, we all recognise that Afghan women have an enormous role to play in helping shape the future of this country for the benefit of all. It is indeed a huge honour to be here today, and I leave you with one often quoted statement, that women hold up half the sky, and I call on everyone here to continue to work hard to make sure it doesn't fall. Thank you.